Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm JC and this is JC's Intuitive Tarot. I'm going to do a little collective message to see what's going on, a little energy check, what's to come for you. So let's get a little ding of the bells. I hope everyone's having a happy new year so far. Ooh, it's 2026. Well, I guess the New Year's not really until, I think it's February, so the calendar New Year if you live in the United States. So I'm gonna get a card just to get an energy check on who this is going to resonate for. I do a little meditation before these collective readings. So who's this message going to be for in the collective? What is the current energy for those who is going to resonate with this message? Please and thank you, Spirit Guides. Show me the energy of the person who is going to resonate with this message. Current energy of the viewer that will resonate. Oh, the universe, beautiful. I love this deck so much. They're telling me to pull this one too. And the Three of Wands, virtue. Wow. Okay. Some of you have closed out a cycle. And we got the Five of Pentacles on the bottom. So we have worry here. Okay. Good to know. I'm just going to put that over here, actually. Okay. Let's tap in. Let's tap in. Okay. First of all, yeah, a lot of you close out a cycle. This is like a building that was burned down, but you're in a stage of rebuilding. Those wands or all those swords? I want to say they're wands. Hold on. I feel like I'm second guessing myself. Give me a sec. Let's see if I can booklet. I don't know where I put it. I think it's in the box. Okay. So we're just gonna, I want to say these are, yeah, the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is like your ship's coming in, right? It's like, and this is a fire truck rescue. I'm just getting Three of Wands energy. So you could have things that are coming in. You close on a major cycle. I am getting the energy of rebuilding. With the Five of Pentacles on the bottom with worry, I feel like you're worried that your ships aren't coming in. And I do feel like a lot of you are in a rebuilding stage where you have, it's kind of funny that there's, I mean, it's not funny, but this is like she's walking upstairs of something that was burned down. Then we have the fire department here, right? And you have a person that's actually walking up the ladder or maybe even coming down. So man, it's like right there. I can't grasp it. Just give me a second because I'm trying. I have a lot of energy coming through here. I feel there's a feeling here of you use your intuition to get out of, and the reason why I'm saying this is I'm getting a lot of layered messages is because I feel like you chose to leave something and really close out a major chapter. And I mean, she's like dressed up, you know, she looks like she's feeling herself, and she's walking up these stairs. That's kind of, it's almost like there was a tower that hit, right? There's to something that's non-existent, and she's just happily walking there. And I feel like even though you're like walking into the fire, right? I actually just got something like she kind of burned it down, and she's kind of like, yeah, and what? But there's a thing, I think God, I don't even know how to put this, because I'm getting a lot that comes through, and I feel like that's why this was such a big chapter. Like the universe is the world card, okay? This is a major cycle. So there's multiple cycles in it, and I feel like I'm getting kind of flashes of, and remember this is a collective reading, so it's almost a little bit overwhelming for me to channel, but this was cycles within cycles, okay? And she's coming out, or you're coming out looking rather fabulous, feeling yourself. You have your little black cat down here. You know, black cat is spiritual, intuition, guided, and it's like you're feeling free. There's a freedom, a sense of freedom, and there's a positive outlook on what's coming. And I feel like you're at an in-between stage with this Three of Virtue, or the Three of Wands, I'm reading it as. Like after closing it out and you have learned a lot of hard lessons and you're fully walking away, you're at this in-between stage where you're really feeling yourself, and you feel things are coming because there was so much opportunity and growth and expansion that you have done within this chapter of your life that you have closed out. But there's a sense you're at that in-between stage where you're like, well, is it coming? Because there's worry here. It's the feeling of like, I know things are coming. I know things that I closed out. I'm regaining my own power here, listening to my intuition. And yes, I had to burn some things down, but we're rebuilding from the ground up. And there's a sense of knowing that there's more opportunities and having foresight of your future. And maybe even a sense of like, I think it's a push and pull, because the worry here is with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles could even be like a scarcity mindset, or it's like that push and pull, that in between. Because you have closed out a cycle that very much you had to learn some hard lessons, but you had to, it's kind of like you regained your confidence back, or you're in the middle of that. And it's this push and pull between this Five of Pentacles, worry, fear, anxiety about things aren't going to work out, and then trusting your like the foresight that you have in your intuition that your ships are coming in. Even help is on the way. That's what I heard. And there's a sense of knowing, but it's that in between where you're not fully trusting it, but you have this new chapter. And the destruction, I just feel like I just heard the destruction is done. So it's things are only going to move up here from here, but you're pushing and pulling between those two, because you have had to restart. You are in a phase of rebuilding, but you're coming out of something that was rather difficult. Maybe some of you have just been living in survival mode. Maybe some of you have lost everything, but you just knew it had to happen for a reason, because it wasn't for your best growth and expansion. it's kind of like you had to kind of get out of it could have been a situation, whatever the chapter was that you had to close. I do think it was multiple cycles, and you finally just said, you know what, I'm gonna burn one down, and it's almost like you kind of saved yourself from a situation. And there was something, because I'm getting something with confidence here. And you finally are starting to feel either more authentic within yourself after closing this out and having more optimism and hope for the future. Or you had to, you know, that you had to close some chapter out and kind of, I'm just getting like choose yourself. Choosing a different path. Let's see though. And I think there is still a sense of worry if things are going to work out, you know. You're starting a new world. You're in the process of starting a new world, or you have started some kind of new beginning. And it's like the new you. Yeah, after ending something, we have coffin. You close the door on some significant chapter of your life. Can you be more specific about the chapter that they close? I feel like for a lot of you, it's just a way. Could have even been a way of living. Yeah, adjudication. You just felt like it wasn't your calling. Yeah, you did make that choice. We have thief at the bottom of the deck. So this could have been something that just wasn't serving you. You got main female after that. And despair. So it could have been very difficult. This was a choice though. So this could have been like multiple areas of your life. I am seeing somebody move. Some of you could have gotten a divorce. Maybe someone stole from you in that divorce process, or they kind of left you with nothing, and you're still kind of in this, you're having this confidence, and you're like, yeah, you took everything from me. That's only going to be for very select, you know, somebody could have just did you wrong. Community, yeah. Could have been a community of people that you had to remove yourself from. Courtship at the bottom of the deck. Poverty, child, marriage, yeah, okay. Yeah, you wanted something better for yourself. Could have had even worry or financial fear, or like even your health could have been compromised because of stress. Or health issues that put you in financial debt. Oh, we had sudden wealth that wants to come out. Wow. Yeah, so you have a fear of things aren't going to work out, even financially, because I feel like you've already lost a lot, or you've had to walk away from things. You had to close a major chapter with thief here. I feel like there was definitely some kind of injustice, but you decided to leave behind, even if it wasn't with anything like that anchor. This was something that really held you down, and you finally closed that chapter on it. I just feel like you have a little bit of a worry of the opportunities coming in. It could even be financially. I'm just feeling a push and pull. You know, you could have had to suffer a really long time. Financially, maybe it was very hard. And we have sudden wealth, wow. What is the Three of Virtue? I feel like you did this gracefully, though. Wait, no. One more, please. Wow. Male, mature woman. Wait. Hopefully it wasn't a family dynamic. We have house, Yeah, and despair. Some of you lost your home. Yeah, that is the Three of Swords. I am still getting an injustice here. I can't help it. There was something that was done wrong, and I feel like you chose to end something that just wasn't right. I feel like there are multiple people that are involved here, so this message is going to be probably really specific. You were probably down and out, maybe without a job, without a home. Is the Three of Swords, sorry, now I'm saying Three of Swords. We're just going to roll with it. Because I think the Three of Wands is, I mean, I'm an intuitive, you know, like I'm just going to, I channel energy, so regardless of what the cards say. Yeah, look at that Nine of Swords. So this is, so you were living in survival mode. That's confirmation on that. Two of Inspiration, you decided to break away from this and leave it behind. It could have been a male, mature woman, like, who was the main male? You could be the main male, and then you could have like a mother figure, or vice versa. You could be dealing with a main male. Who's the main male? Yeah, it's like you wanted more for yourself. I do feel like the Magician. Yeah, you could have found out you've been manipulated as well. Queen of Pentacles. Is that the mature woman? Who's the mature woman? Four of Swords. Yeah, wow. Oof. This is only going to be some of you. Some of you found out there was another person involved, and that's what made you walk away. Or that somebody was juggling you. Ace of Inspiration is like the Ace of Wands, Queen of Materials. And then we have a mature, so yeah. Okay, that's only gonna be for some of you. Where's this sudden wealth coming from? Let's tap in on that. Where is this sudden wealth coming from? This could have left you just in a bad, this is, it's not going to be for all of you though. I feel like you were just in a bad spot, and I think that there's something that you handled with grace. This is because it's heavy. This is very heavy. This is something that you handled with grace, and you're coming out like, look, you're like, for some of you lost a lot, okay? There was something that didn't go in your favor. Yes, Ace of Materials. Yeah, but this is almost like karma with adjudication. It's karma kind of coming back around. Ace of Materials, sudden wealth. Page of Emotions. Page of Cups. Where's the second wealth coming from? This could be even an idea that you had that might even take off with the Ace of Materials. It could have been something that you've invested in along, maybe it's Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, wow, look at that. Muse of Voices, which is like the King of Swords. This is a turning point. For others of you, if something didn't go right in a court situation, right? it's coming, it could be coming back around. You could be hearing from an attorney or a lawyer or something like that, and it's turning. So it could be, this money could actually come from something that was, I'm surprised the justice card hasn't come out, but the adjudication card is like that judgment. Could also be a new contract as well. Or this could even be an idea that you're strategizing, or you have put a lot of strategy in. Yeah, Queen of Inspiration. Wow, look at that. And it's something that you might even get noticed for, which creates a lot of abundance. This is something very different. It's like the Five of Pentacles to sudden wealth is a major shift. This could be something that, Page of Emotions, it could be like a creative idea. For others of you, this could be either a collaboration or re-strategizing something. And it's something that you started small, which, yeah, but it's something that you're known for, you're uniquely known for. Can you tell me more? It really changes things for you. Knight of Materials. It's something you have been working on, maybe even for a while. It's something, yeah, High Priestess. For some of you, if you were in a bad spot, it could have been some kind of something that you started like on the side. Maybe you had, if this person or whatever the situation, and if it wasn't a court situation per se or a divorce, because that's only going to be for some of you, there could have been something where you were maybe down and out. Like let's say your landlord kind of screwed you over and kind of got away with it, right? I think there was some kind of injustice. It could have even been like a job or something. And it had you very much stuck. But with a Magician here, there was an idea that you got in being in this down and out. Why closing this major chapter? I feel like it brought you to some kind of vision or expansion, or maybe you just needed to make some extra money or something. But whatever this idea is, it's about to hit like some kind of turning point. High Priestess, this is something you feel with your intuition. Six of Materials, yeah, it's about to give back. So if you've been putting into something where you're just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I'm doing all these odds and ends jobs, or maybe you started to do something on the side that your intuition is actually calling you to do or called you to do, and you've been putting work into it and it hasn't paid off, it's about to. And I feel like it's like whoever this is for, I feel like you lost a lot. Yeah, look at that, 9 of Cups. Wow, you're about to be in a really different place. Knight of Voices and Ace of Emotions. Wow. This is a quick change, and this has been quite the journey. A lot of you could have opened up to even a more spiritual side or really been able to tap in, but the 9 of Cups is something you've been it's about to either pop off, or a route with the 2 of Inspiration, you just choosing to move on from this. And there's something about, like I said, doing it with grace, right? Even though it puts you in a really bad position, there's something underlying that was building within you that is about to pop out. And it's affecting your money, your stability. It's like you're emerging as like a completely different person, but in the best way. Because whatever this was, this took a lot of energy from you. You alchemized despair into sudden wealth. And you're probably right at the precipice, like you have the Magician and the High Priestess. Wow. So even though this was absolutely terrible and you fully close out this chapter, but I feel like this chapter for you of your life, and like I'm just getting cycles within cycles, it puts you in this Nine of Swords energy, which is just stress, anxiety, worry, fear, and you're alchemizing, or you have been alchemizing in something, and now I feel like you're right there at where there's something that's going to pay off that you have been putting work into, and you've been like, it's going to change like that. And I think it's going to surprise you. Nine of Emotions. This is something that's going to give you a lot of peace, you're just going to be able to rest and really enjoy life. A lot of you have been struggling, just trying to make it, maybe just not knowing how, like on a daily, things are going to work out. But there's something that you have alchemized here. The High Priestess, you listened to that intuition and you didn't give up. And I think you went for it, or you're going for it. And you're right kind of at the in-between. Like, you're looking how far you've come and everything that you've had to overcome, and you might even still have a little bit of worry, like, okay, this is, it's taken a long time for you to get here. And everything that you've poured into yourself, it's about to quickly shift. And this is long-lasting abundance, because I'm feeling this is something that's going to be a long time. And it's because you have gone through all this hardship. You didn't give up on yourself. You managed to even, just kind of go with the ebb and flow, because this has been quite a process and it's not an easy one. And the payoff is coming. It's like you're re-merging, as some of you could be going, I'm just getting like glow up energy when I, touch these two cards. Major glow up, like you're re-emerging as a totally different person, but more authentic within yourself. Because this, whatever reason, I feel like this was, I'm just getting like a very stuffy energy. I feel like you decided to make the decision to close this because it wasn't for your best interest. It was keeping you in a place of, one, I feel it was taking from your light. And I feel it with this Ace of Inspiration, which is like the Ace of Wands, you had an idea and you started to put work into it to rebalance your life. Like I said, there's something too about financial balance. So it could have been something that you picked up or been doing on the side, like a side hustle or whatever. Some of you had to do multiple jobs. But I just feel like you never gave up on yourself. And if you're kind of at the in-between, like, is this ever going to take off? It is. I just feel like there's still, that's the in-between, you're at that in-between point where you feel and because you've done, this has brought you through a major transformation, really believing and trusting in yourself and your abilities, and getting yourself out of your head and just believing in your intuition and taking action on that, but in something that was, and not only listening to your intuition, but putting that into a plan and working diligently, efficiently on it. Hard work over a long time. Beautiful energy. So that's what's coming in for you. Nine of Cups is just being happy where you're at, being able to, I want to say, relax and not being so, just trying to go with the ebb and flow of things and putting one foot in front of the other. There's going to be a lot more balance in a way that you're going to have more than enough finances. You're not going to be in despair. This was a very amplified, this could have been just a couple years or even a couple months where you just, I mean, really had to alchemize energy and really believe in yourself. This was something that's, because I'm almost like exhausted. Maybe some of you are feeling that, and that's when like that fear and doubt creep in, if this is going to pay off. It's literally right there. We got the Wheel of Fortune here and sudden wealth, you know, and you have to believe that, you know, things can turn overnight, especially if you've been putting in the work. This is hard, dedicated work and really stabilizing yourself, and you're the only one that, like, I feel like you didn't have a lot of help. This is a lot of, you know, internal individual strength. Beautiful. Is there anything else? Because I think I'm just going to close it. Yeah, look at this Knight of Inspiration. They want you to keep going. Knight of Emotions. Follow your heart into what you're passionate about. That's what's paying off. So you're still kind of taking action on this, but you are rebuilding your foundation. Three of Materials. From the ground up. So keep taking action. Follow your heart. Knight of Inspiration. You're in that final stretch. Right before you hit this Nine of Cups energy, right before that, because the wheel's already been turning, you know. There's something about re-strategizing too, what you have been doing, which kind of makes it pop even more. So that's for someone, if you know, you know, if you're doing a business or something, it's re-strategizing, or there's another way you can do things where it's like that little tweak is gonna just boom, you know. Okay, let's get you a little card. I feel like a Kali card. Kali Oracle. I just feel like whatever you left, it was a rather very unfair situation. I feel like there could have been some betrayal, like I said, stealing, and if it wasn't somebody actually stealing from you, there was people surrounding you that wasn't in your best interest, and there's a reason why things had to happen the way that they did, okay? What is the closing message for the collective, please? Wait. Closing message for the collective. Closing message. Whoa. Closing message. There we go. So this is the front. And it says, Kurukula. To receive your divine inheritance of blessings and support for sacred fulfillment, certain karmic conditions that resonate at a lower frequency need to be cleared. Kurukula signifies a time of rapid movement on your path and freedom to attract what you want and need. Let go of which does not belong to you in your world. Release and you shall receive. Wow. So some of you, yeah, are still, maybe haven't closed out the cycle. Maybe you haven't walked away with confidence yet, or you're thinking about it. This could be, you know, what's coming in your future, or maybe you're on, you know, you just kind of need to take that leap with the Two of Inspiration, like Two of Wands, and just take that step to leave it behind. And there could be a fear of a lot of loss, but you're going to be, you have to listen to your intuition. If you're still in this situation, it's time to close the door on this, because like I said, this situation is not for your best interest. This is not doing, you are not living in a place of fairness or justice. There's I feel like it's distracting you too from your purpose or just a better way of living what you deserve. And so some of you could still need to do that. Others of you, that's confirmation that you did make the right choice. And this reading should be a confirmation of what's to come. Okay, so keep going. I know that it's hard, especially when you are tired. I do feel like a lot of you are very tired. Your soul is tired. And I totally know what that feels like. But you are, you're setting yourself up for the rest of your life. And that's the way that you should look at it. And I feel like you have so much peace and abundance and just, yeah, I just feel like peace is really big here, because this is not peaceful at all. It's draining you. It's no way to live. And just make that change and believe in yourself. Okay? Love you guys. If you want to book a private reading on what energy that you need to clear or the things that you need to let go of, all of that stuff is below in the description box. Check me out on TikTok, and love you guys. Bye.